two good picks from EG, considering that OG already has a mag. And it was instant picks. Like these two were, so EG, I like the confidence.
What's changed, or I mean, you say two good picks from EG, but I feel like the idea of
good picks from
Baden
EG,
it's crazy. That's something
OG
totally
already
new.
has a mag.
Seen this hero as like a first two pick.
Like
He had some
so EG, I like the confidence.
I'm looking at some of the recent patches, like
changed,
7.22e is
I mean,
Curse of
you say two good
Avernus,
picks from EG, but I feel like the idea
Two
of
good
first two
picks from
Baden
went from 115 to 120, and base armor from -2 to -1. This poor dude just wants some armor.
Well, a Baden can be played as 3. That's the thing.
Okay. And that's maybe, and I guess particularly with the, you mentioned this item, Bassi Ring. That's an item that gives you armor, and that's something Abaddon needs in lane. So perhaps going to lane with that Sage's Mask that you turn into a Bassi Ring going to be the way to play this hero. Because you imagine this is their 3-4 position, the Abaddon Willow, like those are lane together, or
Willow looks like a 4.
it's Crit plays this hero so much. He's one of the best Willow players in the
They can
world.
still swap things around, put the Baden on 5. That's the beauty of these picks who can be played at multiple roles. And OG took some time.
A lot of time. Yeah, look at that reserve time. Holy crap.
They didn't think Juggernaut will survive. It's a great hero against the Dark Willow because you have a spin out of either Bramble or Cursed Crown. Also, you build into Mantis style, so a lot of ways to spell her stuff.
Naturally having some magic medium. Way nicer to play against the Willow.
And they also need a melee hero that benefits from Ember.
The other hero that everyone always talks about is the Lifestealer, who has the built-in magic meter, but Jug feels way better with Empower than Lifestealer. That's why OG's first two picking
so
it.
right now, OG's thinking that it's a Baden position. Elder Titan, and most of the teams are playing Elder Titan as position.
EG themselves banning out Oracle, looking at some of those save options as well as just supports. It's something that OG, unlike most teams, play in Jarix's hands, the 4 position. So, there you go. Instead, as far as support options, but Magnus, what are you thinking? OG does like the 3 position mag. Seb, of course, playing in TI Grand Finals last year. People may remember the axe, but it was the Magnus in the Game 5 decider that clinched the win for OG.
There's a huge difference between Mag 4. If you have another core who benefits power on the mid lane, position 4 Magnus just feels better because your job is to run around, stack camps, get a bump, dagger timing, that shared gold, and empower both of the cores. But if you're playing position 3, that means you're not going to be running around the map empowering your cores. You want to get the farm yourself. You want to get that Greaves or a...
So if he's playing position 3, we're less likely to see like a mid laner that wants the empower as much. We could just see a typical, like, you know, Topson, Vokers, Zeus, if you want to go back to that TI Grand Finals. So they may just settle for just the Jug as the empower. Magnus himself is like, I'll just empower myself and hit the jungle. Sans, OG ban out the Naga with the T. Siren. Let's go. Very hard to kind of, you know, early days of TI groups, these teams go for so long without playing any officials. There's only scrims, which we don't have access to, the viewers don't have access to, and drafts change so much. It feels like you always come to TI with no understanding of what teams are going to be drafting. Like
you know, some of the heroes are going to be strong as expected, like Shadow Demon, Enchantress, Alchemist.
Yeah, but like seeing a first 2 Abaddon, like no one was predicting that one.
I still feel like Winter Wyvern is a good pick. The only thing about for bit lack of silences. Decided to go for it.
It'll be Bane instead.
All right.
It's a save as well. You know?
It's a save, and they needed some Pierce's Juggernaut spin so he can different side of the map, split pushing.
Yeah, it ticks a lot of the boxes there. The Blade Fury piercing disable as well as that. It's not the best of saves. Like Nightmare can be hit or miss as far as how it's used as to save.
Yeah, I was thinking about Winter Wyvern because you can stop his spin and
OG now looking most likely for some of their own supports. We don't quite know for sure whether Magnus is played as a 4 or a 3. No Tails hero is what you'd kind of typically expect to see come out here with.
If they open up, I mean, if they pick position 5, they're not going to reveal it.
Jerax played this last game, so we'll see where that's going to go. And well, TZ didn't waste time. They insta-picked Sven. They knew what they wanted regardless of what OG took. Arteezy Sven, he's very... This is to me more Arteezy in his comfort zone. Seeing on the gyrocopter, go back a few years, several years, he played a lot of gyro, but these days, heroes like Sven, where you get 2 or 3 items and then you come online, that's more the kind of Arteezy style of playing Dota.
Yeah, there's a difference between the gyro Sven usually just wants to join fights. When ulti is up, farm up, as you said, 3, 4 items. And I was wondering where this little green Skelly is, and here he is. I mean, Pugna is just gonna cripple Sven.
It's so good.
Also, Dark Willow. Her spells are really costly.
I mean, this is a scary looking OG draft. With not to say there's anything wrong with EGs. You look at EGs and like Sven Bane, like this, they've got answers to the Jug with the Bane. They've put a strong lane with this Dark Willow Abaddon. At least we think they do. We'll have to see just how that fares. So, Pugna in action. This has always been one of Topson's heroes typically as well. There's a chance we see some kind of like a Pugna Magnus 3-4, but I would lean much more towards Pugna being the mid here.
Yeah, it looks like it's Pugna mid. They can still swap things around. A lot of sustain with Pugna's life drain and Jug's healing ward.
Yep. And they bad Invoker, so they're actually considering... Well, I was going to say considering Pugna being a 3 position and then a mid hero, but OG ran 4 position Invoker. They had Jerax played as a support, and that's not the only support Invoker we've seen. There's been a couple.
Team Secret also plays.
Yes, yep, sorry. For this Buzzwex, Cold Snap, 4 position Invoker. Very pesky.
5 seconds remaining.
And that would have actually fit quite nicely behind the Magnus.
Turn to pick.
Band looking at... Kanka's look really good this turn.
For sure. Kanka is the hero that you get 2 bracers, you become so tanky, and once you hit level 6, they need to bring 2, sometimes even 3 heroes if they want to kill you. Otherwise, you're not dying. The magical resistance from 2 bracers and the HP plus a rum.
You're super tanky. None of your spells cost that much mana, so playing Kanka into Pugna, you feel good about it, and you have multiple ways to cancel his life drain.
Even if you get stomped, let's say,
Evil genius
between 2nd and 4th minute, you can always just X-mark yourself, TP back, play around the shrines if you have enough sustain.
Go. This guy always makes his way back into TI. Disappear throughout the year. Not that he has disappeared throughout the year, but for one of the iconic TI heroes. Looks likely Jerax playing him. G thinking it is the absolutely perfect pick for this game.
So they need a mid hero. It looked the matchup.
Are you looking for a lane counter, or do you just want something that fits your draft?
Puck could be a good pickup, or this, yeah, something elusive, because they don't have a lot of lockdown. There's an Earthshaker, yes, but he needs to commit hard to act.
Okay. So we'll see Sumail playing Ember Spirit, one of the more prominently picked heroes of this tournament. The flexibility between Ember being a mid laner as well as a safe laner, part of that, but also just a all-around strong hero that comes online nice and early with this max sleight of fist that you can just spam. The constant damage adds up throughout a team fight. For a G, Shaker Magnus is not really the scariest of dual lanes. If anything, you're just maybe looking at Shaker like what, pulling waves or messing with the creep equilibrium using Fissure. Doesn't really feel like that dual lane that's going to have to be able to...
there's not going to be too much kill potential on that lane, unless they get a good block and then maybe skewer under the tower. But as you mentioned, they'll probably try to drag the creeps under their tower, just farm up and focus on the top lane. There's a lot of kill potential since you can use the Ink Swell on magic immune units now, so spin plus Swell, pretty deadly.
That's, yeah, probably a big part why they wanted it, because it is going to be a 5 position of 4 that we saw last game. So you got to imagine this game, Arteezy sees this lane, he's probably thinking, I'm free farm. You're playing Sven into a Shaker Magnus lane, there's nothing they can do to contest your farm. It's probably fucking happy farmer this game, and you can have Fly, you know, this is one of those 5 positions that loves to sack the jungle camps as well, so should be a good game. I feel like EG, to me, have a better, more well-rounded draft. And that's more in their comfort zone. It's not just about, you know, how their draft match up against their opponents, but this feels much more like an EG style of draft.
I have a theory, like if a Baron can get Aghanim Scepter here, you shoot coils in the range to get Ags.
Okay.
So you just need to be around the RP, and then I don't think anyone's gonna die if it comes to that one point where you can get the Axe. There's always a better item choice, especially for the start, but we'll see how this game goes.
All right, well, here we go. It is game 2 of OG versus EG. Teams looking to
Prepare for battle.
find themselves in the winner bracket. That's always the key thing with TI groups, you know. Winning the group is nice. If you're one of those teams that can pick your opponent and you win that first round of the winner bracket, that's something you find yourself in the top 6. But starting lower bracket in best of ones is like the worst case scenario for any team. But actually, worst case. We don't talk about that. But I mean, these are 2 teams you wouldn't expect to see eliminate from the groups.
Definitely not, but EG right now is in a really tough spot. They won 1 out of 5 games.
Yeah. So they need some wins. Plenty of Dota left to be played. You play, what, 16 games total, right? You play against 8 other opponents, 2 games? Yeah, you play 16 games total. So they've still got 11 games left. 4-day groups. It's a marathon. This isn't a sprint. You can have a bad day 1, and you're still fine. What? Tower shot casually, has a crown starting item. Thompson going all in on the early game stats, looking to rush that Veil, of course.
That's an interesting build.
Normally, yeah, Null Talisman, of course, yeah. But he's just going to get a faster Veil, slightly less damage, but you can use Nether Blast for the last hits. What's Seb going to do? Is he going to level up the Skewer to secure this rune, or?
The battle begins.
Seb, can he get it? The stun is there, and he's going to lose that bounty rune.
Wow. It's going to be 2 for 2.
No, it was 3 for 1. S4 stole one. Ran in, it looks like, and grabbed the enemy ones.
Wow, I don't think EG knows how to count to 3, but they got 3 runes.
EG, they know exactly. 3 is their number. It's Valvio now.
Yep.
3.
Dark Willow. Also starts with Sage Mask.
Bassi. So it won't be the Abaddon who gets the Bassi, but be on the Dark Willow. So as we come to expect, a lot of these off-lane dual lanes with Bassi Ring, Willow with the Abaddon. They've got the Aphotic Shield early. One way play against this lane, perhaps. They're just going to have such great defensive capabilities with the Aphotic Shield, and you've got the Shadow Realm on the Dark Willow. Willow who does manage to block that pull camp. No-Tail coming in with the Stroke of Fate, trading hits here, looking to push Crit out of this lane, and he's got a vision support here. They could find themselves with an early first blood if they get a couple more right clicks and a Stroke of Fate. One more right click with a Stroke of Fate. He may not even need it. He does need it because there's an Aphotic Shield, and that's going to save Crit's life, as Ana also helps to zone out with some extra right clicks, so they don't get the kill. S4 came in just in time.
And Juggernaut has Crit level 1 instead of a spin. Okay. Because he's just trading hits against a melee hero.
This is something, yeah, we see sometimes in these melee versus melee matchups where the Crit as single target damage is better than the spin. Level 1, you don't necessarily go for the kill. You don't even have any points in the Inkswell yet, so Ana just wants that 20% crit chance. Brambles went out. Try and mess with some of the last hits and secure this lane a bit, but here comes Jerax with these crits. If he gets the block in, he blocks his forward, doesn't hit him with the stun, but he's completely surrounded. Now he levels up the spin. They are looking for this kill, but Jerax saying very low. The Stroke of Fate is there, and Ana should be able to get the first blood. Gets the kill just before No-Tail goes down. That's a shared bounty.
Nice little sidestep from Abaddon to not get stunned at least, but with that block, there's nothing he can do about it. Ember Spirit picked up a Haste Rune on the mid lane.
Scariest of things, perhaps, but see a full-on tri-lane from OG. Thompson, is he going to get killed here by Sumail? The decrypt is there. The Nether Blast, 1 or 2 more right clicks. Thompson has a tango. He tried to go for the tree block. Oh, that would have been so good if it worked.
Ember Spirit had a Quelling Blade, so I don't think
Dire's
that
middle tower
would have mattered. And now Ember Spirit has enough money to buy a bottle after this creep.
Doesn't have to go for that suicide to tower play that you often see when these mid solo kills happen. Thompson tries to find the D ward mid, but guesses wrong, and Dire ward is on the other side as bottom lane. They get another kill on S4. This tri-lane finding a lot of action early on. Dire Vision, 2 Dire wards around this mid lane. Really want to make sure Sumail doesn't get pressured too bad of a time early on.
And Sumail flies out the courier to the side shop, to the secret shop to actually get a bottle faster. Meanwhile, on the top lane, it's Seb who's alone. A lot of kill potential from Bane and Sven. He can't really TP out.
He's having a good start until that death, though. He's got 9 CS. He's level 3.5, so despite the death there, it has been an okay lane, considering it's a 1v2. Prep. Sure, fissure damage as Thompson doesn't go for the Nether Blast. I think knowing that the Sleight of Fist can be used to dodge that Nether Blast. We're seeing it again here as bottom lane Ana actually goes down. Prince Dark Willow. Getting that kill.
They need to control the runes. Both of the mids. Okay, actually, Thompson bought a Hell instead of a bottle.
Really rushing Veil. He's going to have it before he even hits level 6. So he's looking to set some records on fastest Veil timing, it seems. Mid? Uh-oh, he's in trouble. Throws out the decrep to push female back, but fly out to. This is probably jungle stacks. You know, you've got a Sven on your team. Sven doesn't really need too much help to free farm this lane anymore, but if you want to fully step out of the lane, you definitely can't see Sven do that alone, but the priority may be much more on just giving our TZ farm, and yeah, Fly's just like, all right.
I think Fly's just going to stack some camps, go for the bounties. Seems like it's going to be, again, 3 for each.
Bounty.
2, 3, yep. Fly got some stacks along the way. There was a Shaker Illusion rune you could have done some stacks with, but it looks like he was prioritized more on those bounty runes at the time. Go back to the high ground. Save gets back to safety. And things settling down here in the lane stage, but EG, 2k gold lead already. This laning stage has been very favorable for them with the kills they're getting, the farm they're securing. Sven, RTZ absolutely free farming, but they've got to be careful. Here comes Ana again in this bottom lane. He's got the Inkswell stun, and 1 or 2 more right clicks might be enough, but the stun immediately dispelled off by the Aphotic Shield, with the Blade Fury allowing him to chase through the Shadow Realm, and the damage from the magic is enough. Ana gets the healing ward in the trees here, so he's healing up, but he's completely trapped and surrounded. He's trying to turn and fight. The healing ward, not enough there, just level 1. And now N0tail, he needs to be careful himself.
N0tail's dead. Yep. First Shaker doesn't have a Fissure. He does.
Got a totem followed up by a Fissure. They are looking to turn this one. N0tail with the Inkswell stun. They've got 1 kill. He's getting a second. This healing ward is causing all kinds of problems. The Stroke of Fate as well. N0tail with a double kill.
Abaddon had the Aphotic Shield ready.
Oh, he just completely underestimated the damage as well as the Inkswell. The stats
actually huge. N0tail got 2 kills. Now he's sitting at the 1,000 gold, 6 minutes in.
So much for being a 5 position. He's going to immediately turn that gold just into wards and boots, but still. A healing ward was so underrated as well. I don't even know if they realized the healing ward was there because they killed Ana despite it came into play later on for those supports. Managed to get the better of the EG aggression. 7 Ember Pugna will 7 himself.
I mean, someone should post this on Reddit. Check the hero. Whose hero is this? If you just cut off the Pugna, yeah, branch and the whale, DI edition.
Guess the MMR. You would not expect, yeah, I mean, this is just a new style of play and build coming out from Thompson.
Thompson was always a guy who was inventing things in Dota.
Yes. He plays Dota his way. And that's something I think OG have always really liked with players they picked up. When they picked up Ana, it was something they said, it's like, this guy just plays Dota his way. He's not just looking to follow the meta. He's looking to kind of create the way heroes are played. And Thompson, he took Here he is with a naked veil plus single branch. He's now turned that into some brown boots.
Now they should know something is up. Bane.
You'd expect a word somewhere. The question is,
Yeah.
will you find it on this hill?
They have a sentry on the hill, so they know it's not there.
But down bottom, it looks like this is a lane that OG have kind of had to vacate a little bit.
Dire's middle tower
Really
is
spend
under attack.
much time contesting it. And it's just going to be falling back to the jungle, I imagine. Mid lane, Thompson, He's been gone on here. He's got the life drain. He's trying to get the Willow, but Willow gets out of range for it, so he will end up going down to the Sleight of Fist. Nice attempt by Thompson to turn it around. Going for the life drain on a hero that was at such a long range meant that it could be easily broken.
Dire's middle tower has been denied.
Okay, Strun at bottom. If Ember Spirit gets that, Bane is just guarding it. He can easily gank the side lane.
Uh-oh, no tail. This is not a lane you want to really be in at this point if you're OG, but that's why they send their 5 position down there.
Yeah, that's going to be a free tier 1 tower on the bottom lane.
His job is just to try and defend this and keep it alive as long as possible using Stroke of Fate, but EG understanding that, punish him and followed up by making a tier 1 tower. Arteezy with the last hit. That's almost his Midas complete. 9-minute Midas phase boot 1. Really good timing on his items. Top lane just found another kill.
RP used, I mean, it's 9-minute mark, you're gonna use it to get a single kill. Same goes for Enigma and the Black Hole. Whenever it's ready, if you can get something happen, you should do it.
Dire's top tower
No
is
tails
under
here, the scan
attack.
connected, so
Radiant's middle
Arteezy
tower
is looking to come in from behind. They're just going to go diving for this kill.
Dire's top
Sleight of Fist to start with some damage. The Bishop will catch them out a little bit here. Remnant on forward. Arteezy's got the stun, and this should be a dead no-tail. Goes for one last Stroke of Fate, but won't get a chance to throw it out before he dies.
Radiant's
Base
middle tower is
remember.
under attack.
But he's out of mana.
Oh, he jukes it. Sumail with the read.
Dire's
Sees the
top
2
tower
pump
is
fakes
under
and
attack.
jukes the actual
Radiant's
totem,
middle
but
tower is under attack.
that was a dropping and dropping fast. Thompson, it's up to him to come in and respond to this one. There is a fissure. S4 has got the level 6. He can level up the borrowed time, and he's going to choose to do so. But he's been stunned up, and I think he may just die here if he's not careful. He does have the stun from Arteezy to help him out. Thompson is still looking to chase. Nether Blast is there, but there's no life drain, so
Raindrop.
no.
And the Bracer will keep him alive. He also has a flask in the backpack, will heal himself fully. Bounty runes spawning.
All bounty rune. That was 4
4 bounties for
yeah.
EG.
Okay, and yeah, Anna was not able to get either of those top ones. It was crit both. Unlike last game, this time around it's EG with a much better laning stage. And it's not necessarily entirely off of aggression, although we have seen Arteezy move around the map from top down to bottom to push to mid. But it's very much around also balancing out the aggression with farming. Arteezy with the Midas, the stacks as well in the jungle. They are playing nice and efficient Dota as well. Thompson, he's really deep here.
He's really
Yeah.
out of the position, trying to make too much happen. EG, 4,000 network lead, 11 minutes in. But they have 2 supports who can't really shove out the waves. These are like 2 worst heroes.
Anna TP's in. The blade Fury on to get himself out of a precarious position. And you know, OG's lineup, you're looking at Empower Jug, you're looking at defending with RP. They can. This is the kind of draft that will play from behind, and all it takes is 1 teamfight to turn this game.
Exactly, but there's this uncontested Sven who has Hand of Midas, level 9. It's going to be a really different game from what Arteezy had in game number 1.
This is not going to be the Arteezy struggle that we had. Game 1, it was like he knew he had to fight as a gyrocopter, and the fights they were taking weren't working out for him. So he wasn't farming, he wasn't getting kills, but this time around, he's getting kills and he's farming creeps. He's 3-0-2 while having stacks to farm and taking over the jungle as well. Mel also 3-0-2 on his Ember Spirit. The G core duo having a fantastic start here.
You can see what kind of game OG is playing right now. I mean, they don't have a single observer wards over the river.
They've gone in on No-Tail here with the grip hit. No-Tail staying alive here. The RP comes just to cancel that grip, although was about to wear off. Sumail's going to be a little bit careful. Gets caught by the X-Fall stun. Is he going to go for this kill? Has a Sleight of Fist. Cancels the salve. Sumail isn't going to commit for the kill. Dire lose their courier mid. I believe tower shots just finished off it. Sumail has remnants here. What's he up to? Plenty of mana just to remnant away, and I don't think they're going to be able to get this kill. Slide of Fist, remnant away. The courier, no hero kills.
So Arteezy, it's a full Echo Saber. He's actually missing Ogre Axe.
But he's going to have to...
It could be a full Echo Saber.
It's under attack.
Because he might just queue up Ogre Axe for a BKB.
Or skew it back towards his tier 1 mid tower. Should be able to maybe bring him down when this borrowed time ends, but I don't think they want to hard commit for this one. They are throwing nukes here. They still want this S4 kill. I just want him with the Blade Fury, but they haven't got the kill. They're going to be forced to back off. Omni-Slash still available, but if you commit that Omni-Slash aggressively, you're probably dying. Unsure if you even get the kill.
I estimate the probability of winning to be above 99%.
Tails confident. I don't know if friend Dota Plus agrees.
Radiant
It says 39%. Dota Plus thinking things are a bit more EG favored.
60% more, huh?
Yeah. No Tails like, I did the math.
OG does not want to take a fight right now. They want to finish the items. They want any item on Seb. He's going for Pipe. And the Earthshaker needs 1,000 gold to finish off his Blink Dagger. Right now, they're in a really spot where they just want to farm. With the Empower on Jug, get a couple of items.
Yeah, just going from neutrals to neutrals. Wants to get that, at least Manta style as a defensive tool. For EG, you know, you can match this farm. If anything, you can kind of outpace it with the Sven Midas, although the Echo Saber being removed also does make that harder. And Thompson, again, finds a kill on Crit here in the mid lane. This early Veil with the damage jam
Dire's top tower is under attack.
causing a lot of problems. Bold move into this enemy jungle, just trying to scout out some of these stacks to see what's going on. Sven's turning this on with the stun though. They got any follow-up lockdown? Doesn't look like it. The Bane not quite here, at least not right now. Jerk's charging on forward, has the turn. They're trying to bait out this borrowed time. Echo Slime comes in, doesn't do a whole lot of damage. Barely clips Arteezy and S4. Borrowed times it off here as Arteezy does pop the God Trick. Is he going to look to go in and fight? The Skewer is there, followed by Napi with the Fear. It stops the Omni-Slash. That saves their lives here. They could still look to turn this one around. Anna goes in with the Healing Ward, but without the Omni-Slash on the RP, Crit saves the day. The Healing Ward gets sniped as well by Sumail. He does manage to dodge the stun from the Stormbolt here as Anna goes charging forward here. The Blade Fury damage should be enough with the Omni-Slash follow-up. He doesn't even need the Omni-Slash. He finds it now. He gets the double kill. Anna playing this fight so incredibly well in the backline. It's been Nightmare up though. Sumail like Jason kill. Looks like Anna's going to be back to safety as Sumail. Yeah, he's going to slide a fist down the Pugna. Sumail on a mega kill streak.
Sumail can do whatever he wants in this fight because he has a Baron behind him to back him up with the Aphotic Shield and nice grip from the Bane, but from the high ground. But this is not the target that you want to go for.
It was OG coming out on top of that fight in terms of gold though, even though it was a 3 for 2.
Once Mag uses the RP, you do not want to focus him after that.
It was such a good fear coming out from Dark Willow. If not for that, Anna had an Omni-Slash, or even just right clicks on top of the RP. That would have been such a good team fight for OG. So Anna's very happy with the outcome. He got 2 big kills in that fight. Sven and Abaddon. He killed 2 cores. That's why OG got so much gold out of that, despite it being a 2 for 3 trade, numbers favoring EG as far as the kills, total kills go.
Are scanning.
Anna has a Diffusal Blade right now, so that's going to help him out to have the extra slow, extra kill potential on whoever. Crit. Has Eul Scepter. This Dark Willow will be really hard to kill, especially with a Baron on the team.
They have got several nukes that can go through the Shadow Realm. I mean, they have a lot of nukes. I mean, every hero has spells that go through it, in fact. Blade Fury, Stroke of Fate, Fissures, Shockwaves, Nether Blast. But it's still a Willow. It's still a very pesky, annoying. Vlad's picked up by S4, so he's going to be just seeing all those teamfight items coming out from the offlaners. S4's Abaddon and even the Magnus, the hood completed, looking for that fast pipe. And now bottom Seb could be in some trouble here. Yeah. Mules into Bramble. They pop the God Strength. Instantly, the tips come into play.
Yeah, I don't think they needed the God Strength, but still, they're just gonna pressure the bottom tower a little bit. These two supports from EG, they're not good at killing creeps, but they're really good at killing every single time the ulti is up, either Fiend's Grip or when you have a Bedlam. Now he gets a pretty easy setup with Curse Crown into Yule Scepter.
EG want this tier 1 mid tower, but they lost their creep wave. Instead, we may just see them. He knows there's a ward there. The tower hit should not have reached him, so. The ward gets revealed, but it also expires, so. EG will not find any D-ward money for themselves. Tier 1 mid tower claim, so both teams losing their tier 1 mid, such a crucial tower and objective to be looking for.
Oh, double damage, Jug, Smoke.
Right into Roshan they go. Do Dire know this? I think there's a Radiant pings coming out. I don't believe EG actually...
They don't know what's happening.
Yeah. There's such good Radiant vision, and Seb's positioned on the outside of the pit. He wants to be able to, you know, scout here. Oh,
now
he's
they know.
inside. Yeah.
But it's gonna be too late.
Thompson. Fear himself out. They need to get that Fear in soon. I believe they're going to be a little bit too late here. Hankrit get in on time. He's got a Blade Fury as well if he needs to use it. Anna's trying to get it low there. It's going to be a Remnant into the pit. He comes in too late. Anna's already got it. Anna picked up the Aegis. Small to Roshan kill. And OG want to take this fight. Now they've got an Aegis. They take out the Dark Lord to start the fight. Arteezy comes in the backline, goes on the Pugna, but the problem is he's got no solution for the decrypt. There's no BKB. He's been RP now as well. The RP catches out a couple here. Anna charging forward. He's still got Omni Slash, but he doesn't want to commit on Sumail, but he does once he's burned his mana. He knows there was no fire running out. He burned his mana with the Diffusal Blade. He's killed off S4 now in trouble. No borrowed time available. They're killing him one by one. Jarek tips S4. I think they know this suite has no escape to the Diffusal Blade slope. S4 is going to be the 4th casualty. Arteezy got RP'd. He does survive, but that's because OG were focusing on the rest of the kills.
It's a really risky play, but I think Dark Willow should have gone for Terrorize inside the Roche pit after that. Tried to use the Bramble to get some vision, but also Sumail went in with the Remnants to get a Roche kill, maybe even get the Aegis, but Anna still has the Aegis. Now they're going to pick up 4 bounties. Jerax has a Blink Dagger and an ulti. They can still take this fight.
Yeah. It's like, there's bounties that spawn, and I think part of them is like, oh, we're going to fall back and get bounty runes, but then they're also like, wait, we're really strong right now. Let's take a fight, maybe. The Blink Dagger position on the high ground stops Fly from entering his own jungle, but it does look like, yeah, they're going to reset. They're going to fall back, take some bounty runes.
They should try and take another fight while they're still weak.
Is under attack.
Or they can wait for Mag's RP and the Pipe. He just needs to use the courier. 40 seconds until next RP. Do they have another smoke? They do. And also Grimstroke hit level 10 a couple of minutes ago, so he's good to play this game. I feel like the supports with GPM
Radiant's
talents
bottom tower is under attack.
Probably the strongest ones. Ogre, Wyvern, Grimstroke.
Under attack.
Grimstroke's happy camper with his GPM talent.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Anna taking a contested tier 2 tower top. Sven doing what he can mid. He's got the Blink Dagger, so not the easiest tier to go find. Arteezy, it feels like the same problem as last game. A very different game overall, but it's this BKB timing of his that just comes a little bit too late. He needed it like for that fight there in order to take a team fight.
Either that or Abaddon needs to take care of him.
Yeah. And again, he can't really defend. He's gone in on the backlines here. He's looking for the Pugna. Can he finish him off? Thompson has got his decrypt to help him out. He's got the ward on the high ground as well as the life drain. He's got the double life drain as well with the soul bite. He's healing so much because of this. S4's borrowed time comes up, but Thompson's back to full health. And they've lost the Shaker though, but OG still want to take this fight with the Aegis in hand. Fortunately for them, EG repositioned on the high ground. The 2-man stun coming out with the Stormhammer, and Arteezy's absolutely deleted 7. The Aegis popping on Anna means he could be in trouble when he comes out of this one. There's no Fiend Script to deal with him. The Omni Slash is there. He's bouncing around. He's not actually going to get the bounce into the 3 heroes. He goes for the Blade Fury TP instead.
They're still chasing. Do they have it? Yes. Yeah. There's the Yule Scepter.
And EG, ultra kill for Arteezy. Well, You mentioned he needs Abaddon to take care of him. Arteezy just says, I'll take care of myself. He hits multiple hero stuns with his Stormhammer, catches out the backlines. Really well played team fight by Arteezy.
Yeah, OG positioning in this particular fight was not that good. Also, Jarex got caught before he could get
Radiant's
an
middle
echo
tower
off.
is under attack.
The Jug only did 500 damage. That Omni Slash, it was a Abaddon that was, I think, or something. He just did no damage there. And the other two heroes that were nearby were just ever so slightly out of range, so we didn't actually bounce them with the Omni Slash. Not the fight OG we're hoping for.
But this is exactly what they need. The EG flash that mistake from OG. Also, there was a really good fear on top of it. It was a 3 or 4 man fear.
And it's a fight where we didn't see the high impact ultis of OG. There was, you know, the
No
RP,
yeah.
the Echo Slap. Jarex was the first to die. Seb never found an RP. Doesn't have Blink Dagger in it. It feels like those are tools that they need to find a way to have them come into play in these team fights. As much as it looked good, like Topson with that double life drain with the Soulbind, healing himself back up to full, it felt like Arteezy's initiation didn't really succeed. It doesn't amount to much when you still can't find an Echo or an RP.
OG can still take this fight, for sure. They just need to position themselves properly. It feels like it's going to be a smoke, put a sentry ward. The lanes, bottom lane is not pushed out. Top and middle lane is in a decent spot. But there's a counter smoke from EG.
Leading the way with that Blink BKB now. So this next fight's with the BKB, and that's where it gets even harder. Got to protect their... Magnus or Shaker needs to get off a good ultimate. Ideally both. Oh, they saw that would get planted, I want to say. And yeah, they know exactly where they are. Ana just goes charging in forward, gets the slow from the defusal. Hibbit, called.
If someone asks you what inhibit is, would you know?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a item connoisseur when it comes to Dota. Active barrier. That's... But yeah, inhibit's one of those really random ones. Veil call. Magic weakness. That. I just thought you just veil someone, but apparently you use magic weakness on them.
The rune of invisibility.
Smoke is not actually smoke, it's disguise.
Wow. You should stop, guys. I'm feeling really stupid right now.
I didn't know this. I was feeling stupid. I read these, I'm like, what? I just thought it was the active was called smoke. BKB's active called Avatar? Did you know it's called Avatar? I feel like this has just changed, right? Surely it wasn't. This hasn't always been Avatar.
Soul Ring active called Sacrifice.
Okay.
Well, that makes a lot of sense.
Oh, smoking. Ana leading the way, finds Fly. He's going to instantly delete him. As Arteezy jumps to the backlines, he gets the 2-man top of the RP is there just to come around. The Omni Slash is going to go on through doing some good damage here. Fear looking for the backlines, will catch out a couple. Actually catches out Ana as the Omni Slash wears off, but Arteezy is so incredibly low, looking for a blink out, I imagine. Or even a blink back in. Thompson, he gets killed off by Arteezy Stormhammer. Doug looking for gun down crit here. Ana needs a couple more right clicks, but he's being gripped up now. Skewer is there, cancels the Fiend's grip. Nicely played by Magnus, keeping him alive. As that's going to force out a Remnant just to escape here. Seb charging on forward. They should be able to at least finish off the Bane here. And Jarex knows that's a dead Bane. He's looking for more. He blinks past, but there's no fresh targets to go for.
I think EG is fine with that. Even though Bane died back there, they still forced the buyback out of Pugna. And I love what Ana did there. He instantly uses Omni Slash on Sven, so he can't take the fight. Even though he popped the God Strength, he was on half HP, can't really come back, especially if Abaddon is not healing him.
They're still going to try and push this one. They pull back the Pugna, but they feel confident. Ana on the front lines is just so tanky with this Skadi Manta style. Just getting a tier 3 tower will allow them to take some shrines as well. Ana goes for the Blade Fury, doing what damage he can with the Nether Blast. He'll actually look to commit onto Arteezy, who doesn't have God Strength still, so some good damage being dealt here with the Siege Creep and the Nether Blast. This tower's down to 260 health. Ana wants back in. He wants to finish this one off, and he's going to succeed.
Healing Ward is ready.
Have to pressure, force it, and go for the Raxay OG. They're going to back off and go for these shrines. Prioritizing the top shrine, the ones near Roshan.
Roche will spawn in 30 seconds. That's a quick spawn. We're gonna have their ultis up when the Roche spawns.
Are scanning.
Talk about supports with GPM. Dark Willow hits level 15 and gets hers.
Radiant are scanning.
Not
Dire's
willing
top
to
shrine
hard commit
is
to the
under
shrine. They
attack.
threw some Nether Blast, but Ana did not want to right-click it as knowing EG have God Strength back up. That was very much the timing. They go for that high ground push. It was 20, 30 seconds without God Strength then. As a result, G could not defend their tier 3. But this Roche fight is going to be so hotly contested. Fighting around Roshan, this is where buybacks really come into play. And Pugna, buyback on cooldown means Thompson has to play this Roche fight incredibly cautiously. Oh, Sumail's just going to go rendering again. They get the two-man roof. Is there a fear to follow it up? You betcha. Catches out two. Jarex is in trouble. He's been taken out by Arteezy. Instantly buys back, but they've also lost N0tail, who does not have a buyback. And Thompson, we talked about his buyback stats. He's dead for 75. This could be EG securing themselves Roshan. Anna's been slept up. Is there a Fiend Script? It's on cooldown. It's already being used. Anna's got the Blade Fury.
Anna still has ulti. Ember's pretty out of the Remnant.
Yeah, they throw out the RP. That's going to be a nightmare to try and save him. Sumail's out of mana. Sumail's dead, and they're going to lose Sven as well. Anna with a double kill for his team. Only got the one kill. Godlike streak on Arteezy is ended as S4 does not have bar for a time, and the Blade Fury is just going to look to chase him down. Jarex with the stuns. His buyback coming into play there.
They should go straight into Roche Pit. They still have a healing ward. EG, they got way too confident there with Pugna, who had no buyback, Grimstroke as well. But with one good Echo Slam and Ana with ulti, also Emperor had no remnants to fall back to.
They used so much of their control to kill the rest of OG that Ana, he was nightmared up there, but they didn't have any follow-up stuns. Arteezy was either out of mana or just didn't have his Stormhammer up because Ana, the second that nightmare wore off, just Blade Fury back safely, re-engaged, and destroyed them with the RP.
Yeah, and with the Scotty, that's one of the best items you can get against the Sven.
Yeah.
Also, he's sitting on 40 plus armor on Juggernaut. Sven can't really focus him down. Almost 3,000 HP.
3,000 plus gold on Jarex as well. He managed to end Arteezy's godlike streak, got 1,300 gold, and he's filthy rich. He did have to buy back. So this is where you have Aegis on OG's side, but you've got to be careful. Earthshaker, Pugna, no buybacks. Ana, though, in the front lines with an Aegis, he is going to be the one that looks to just break the high ground. So even though Ana's got buyback, they still give him the Aegis because of the style of play that we're going to be seeing from OG, where they want to have this job. He's the one sieging. He's the one that benefits most from an Aegis.
Aegis of fear.
They could wait for that butterfly line and then go siege the high ground. It's a really big item. It's getting close to it. Only needs 1,500 gold to finish it.
Butterfly coming soon. Also, the Jug's 25, so with all this armor on Jug, this doesn't feel like the Sven is going to match up against him. He has got a Bloodthorn queued up on Arteezy, so a way of dealing with some of that evasion, but careful. Sumail spotted by this Observer Ward. Are they going to hunt him? I think that may be the call. And they chain stun him. Jarex.
Dire's
Oh, he was
bottom
about
tower is under
to
attack.
blink in an Echo, but the blink got cancelled twice. Light. Bottom lane is being
Radiant's
pushed in.
bottom tower is under attack.
Go back and push this one out.
The one thing I noticed from the yesterday is that a lot of safe lane towers are being killed 20, 25 plus minutes in. Look, OG's tier 1 tower on top still standing.
Dire's bottom shrine is under
And they
attack.
just killed the safe lane tower on the bottom.
Yeah, it's just not a priority to play around that part of the map. Here you go, Ana.
Dire's
He
bottom
gets the
shrine
butterfly
has
level
fallen.
24 and a half. He may wait for level 25 before they go for the high ground push. Aegis still with 3 minutes left on it, so good healthy window for him to keep on farming for a minute or two if they want to, but Shaker's actually staying up top. OG's laying a trap. They're going to show well, not really showing these heroes, but maybe they're expecting to be scouted up by a ward or something.
Dire's bottom tower is
They're
under
showing the
attack.
Jug, so I think the expectation is that this top lane is a safe lane to push, but eventually Jarex says...
Jarex was there. There was a huge creep wave. If someone overcommitted, he could have gotten a solo kill.
No one on EG was willing to go for a tower. I think recognizing, this Shaker is not showing on the map. If you don't see Shaker, you can't really go for that push. Even now, they're like hiding in the trees, and Arteezy only blinks out because he's got several teammates, including the Abaddon, behind him to save his life.
Radiant's top tower is under
King's mid though. OG want to go high ground. They see Arteezy Sven top, and this is where like, well, if they're going to be top, we got to force them back. Keep EG honest. Make sure you don't play out on the map. You want to force them to defend. And EG may just have to give up this Rax. With his use, it looks like they want to try and defend this one. S4 gets stunned up. He's going to lose his entire mana pool, and the borrowed time force out as well. So now there's a 50-second window with it on cooldown, and Ana Manta doesn't actually dodge the stun. It finds him afterwards, but he's more than okay with this butterfly Aegis. He's just going to take out this melee Rax uncontested, essentially.
Sven is dealing no damage to him. The mischance from Butterfly, and now he's sitting at 50 armor, 49.
And they're just going to swing bottom. They say, let's just do that again, right? If they can't defend mid, what's to say they can defend bottom? But if you're EG, you do not want to go down a second melee Rax. That's where this game gets very difficult to play.
Abaddon needs to be close, but maybe needs to stand a bit further behind because they're just popping his borrowed time every single time the fight starts.
Plus 1
they're
second
going all in.
duration, yeah.
Bloodthorn on Sven.
Wants to be able to deal with this Jug. Jug just hit level 25 though, so an extra second of Omni Slash. Usually you often see that extra health, but I think he just feels tanky enough as it is, and wants that ability to just Omni Slash the Sven. Oh, gets gone with the Bloodthorn, but there's an Insta-Manta. Ana pops the Blade Fury. He's going to force Arteezy back on the back lines. It was actually the Ember Spirit who initiated it. He's forced to defensively Remnant out of there. He's lowered mana though, so Mel's going to be careful. He's following back up to try and take this fight. Ana with the Lotus Orb bounces the stun back from the Sven. Aegis lasted for 30 more seconds here. Ana, Nightmare is on him, and he wants to take it off. Doesn't look like it. Seb just throws out in the power. Sven popping the Godstring here. Is he going to go in?
Use the Bloodthorn on him.
Yeah, he's going to look to take out Ana's first life. Is he even got the damage for it? There we go. They pop the Aegis. That Aegis was expiring in 15 seconds anyway. Can they take this fight? No, Ana immediately Blade Throughs on the back lines. They've lost crit though. That's the big kill. They were looking maybe for a Dark Willow Terrorize onto Ana. Said he's going to be forced to buy back. Ana with the Low Sword still on the front lines here. Arteezy can't really throw out that stun unless he's willing to commit a BKB. Does Ana go for this melee Rax, or do OG play it safe?
Bringing something on Jug. All right, they're giving him cheese. Yeah. He's making...
You've got to burst him now.
This Lotus Orb is doing God's work because Sven can't really throw
He's out of mana. Sven, he's down to 150 mana. He can't actually take this fight, even if they don't kill him. Orteezy's forced back to the Fountain, so I think OG may try and take this Rax. The problem is no one can really wake him up. If Magnus wakes him up, he probably dies for it. So you let Ana take the Rax here. He's got Blade Fury if you want to use it now, but Sam hiding in the trees. Gets the RP on the back, and this Jura in forward. They're going to draw nothing. Such Arteezy does get the BKB up, but he's behind the dieback. Arteezy's being fast up as well. It's a dieback. He's beyond godlike. Ana absolutely destroys them on the backline. Sumail, he's trying to do what he can. He's gone in 1 versus 3. He's lost his Willow. That's a dieback from Crit as well, and Sumail is in all sorts of trouble. EG running out of lives. They're just all dead. They're soul bound up. 2 of them linked together. The Skura going to push them as well, and it looks like EG, they're down to their last lives here. They buy back on the Ember Spirit. S4 gets taken as well. He's got no buyback. Jerix is invis in the backline for the Shadow Blade. He stuns up Sumail once, gets the second stun as well. That's an instant dieback from him, and I think this is GG. EG have been 2-0'd by their nemesis. OG take them out once again. It's a bit of déjà vu from the last these 2 teams met at TI.
OG's understanding of the game can be shown in this series. Sums it up, the way they're playing the map, the warding, everything. You see, they're playing so passively early on because they have a mag. They're just building the items. All they need is one good fight with an RP, with the good Shaker ulti, and this Juggernaut is getting out of control. Sven can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, this is the OG that fans love to see him play. This is the OG that dominated the DPC many years ago when they're winning majors. The OG that won TI last year. They are back looking to try and win a second TI, and right now, they've beaten one of the tougher opponents in their group. I mean, we say that, but EG themselves only picking up 1 win in 3 series so far. EG
1-5. It's looking rough for EG.
Yeah, there's still a lot of games for EG, but they need to start getting some wins and start getting them soon if they want to find themselves in the winner bracket. Because that's really what the key thing you're playing for in this group stage.
Well, I don't think they're looking for a winner bracket. I mean, they're looking for the not get eliminated, right? I think that's the mentality. I'm not even kidding. It's really tough. 1-5 in 3 series.
EG have some soul searching to do. They've got to, make some adjustments, figure out what's going to work for them. OG, meanwhile, a 2-0 win. And with that, we're going to go to a break. Before our next series starts, I believe we've got LGD versus Newbie. All right, sounds like a great one. Stick around, guys. More Dota 2 coming up.
Man, this John.
Juggernaut!